What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's March 27th, 2026. It's a Friday. It's around 6:20 in the evening, and I would say it's probably around 77 degrees. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful Friday. My client load was pretty much loaded towards Thursday, and so I didn't have anything on the plan today, but I was kind of being fluid with whatever the day brought me. So this morning I got up, tried to do my daily, book this one flight that I've been trying to book at 8 o'clock in the morning, trying to time it perfectly. It didn't happen, but it's kind of now it's like a little challenge to see if I can get the golden ticket. So I've been after that golden ticket to see if I can get to Japan for half the cost of what it would take normally. So searching for the golden ticket, I was up, coffee had me amped up, and what I noticed is I started doing this search about a week ago, and what I noticed in this search is it really has kicked up the competition in me, which is something that's always been something that I've embraced, thrived on, sometimes overcompensated to use it a little bit too much. But in this case, I said, let me go out and walk today. I have this energy. I want to get out and walk. It's early enough. It's only going to be like 82 or 83 degrees. Plus, with the daylight saving time, I could do what I'm doing now and walk in the evening and it'd be comfortable because once it's dark outside, I don't want to be walking that far. There's just a lot of the neighborhood in the area changes. There's more people that are out that have no other place to be. And there's just more other things that become a little bit more prevalent. So you got to be more vigilant if you're coming out at nighttime in the evening. And I just don't like having that energy. I'd rather just, see what I see. I kind of know the people that live in this area, even the people that don't have a home. I know them. I see them so much. They see me so much that, yeah. But in the evening, it just changes things. So anyway, here I am, 20 miles in. And how did I get here? Well, again, I had that competition in the morning. That energy was sitting on me. I said, let me walk my 5 miles and let me see how much further I can walk after the 5 miles. So I did what I don't normally do, which is I put a backpack on, which ended up being one of the big challenges of the day. But I emptied out my backpack, put a backpack on, and carried a water bottle with me, or a thermo with me full of water. And didn't try to walk at any sort of crazy pace. It was more about just how much can I explore. So I did strategically stop early on at every bathroom possible because I drunk a lot of water right before I left because I knew I was going to need to be hydrated, and then I had water with me. So that was going to give me the fuel that will let me go as far as I needed to go. But part of it is also about exploring. Let's explore some of the neighborhood and see it from a walking level, like I wouldn't see it if I was driving or what have you. Plus, I need to go out to LA, which is about 12 to 15 miles away from here, but it could be a really long drive. And I can either go today or tomorrow, and I think it's going to be a better drive tomorrow. So I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow morning, because I need to drop some stuff off at my mom's and say hello, what have you. And so again, the day just worked out. So here I am. Once we started walking, once we got past 5 miles, we kept going. We passed the grocery store. I thought about getting some of the groceries that I needed to get. Hence, this is why I was wearing the backpack, but the backpack was also carrying a thermos. So I said, no, I don't want to be hindered by a bag that kind of weighs me down. Because when I have the backpack on and it has stuff in it, it weighs me down, which is what I'll get to later. So I walked all the way down to where Tisa works, walked around that area. There's an Erewhon right there. I never had really been in the Erewhon for more than half a second, just to kind of see what the bar is like, and that Hailey Bieber drink or whatever, I don't even know what it is. That's like 20 some dollars. I saw long people waiting in line for smoothies and drinks, and I'm just like, oh, interesting. Okay. Walked around the store, just kind of get a sense of, oh yeah, they got a lot of normal stuff and they got a lot of their own brand stuff. So, and everything is just way overpriced. I mean, everything is overpriced. But okay, walked around, I saw it, whatever. Left there, Then I was like, well, let me walk west, and let me walk westward towards, I mean, not like I was going to get there, but walking towards the beach, walking west towards the 405 freeway. So I walked west along Ventura, which is a very nice area. And I've been down that street many a times because that's one of the ways, east and west, and one of the main pathways to get from east and west if you're not going to be on the highway. So walked down that street, saw some stores. It's like, oh, maybe I should stop in to eat. And I saw this pizzeria that was mentioned in one of the top pizzas in LA YouTube videos that I had recently saw. And so it was right around 11:30, and I went there, and apparently they don't open until 4 p.m. So I was like, okay, you know, it wasn't like I was looking to get pizza. If I wanted anything, I just wanted a salad. So, and later on I ended up getting that salad. So I walked a little bit further, and there was a place that was right along the 405 freeway. I didn't want to go any further than that. I didn't want to cross the 405 because it's just too many cars. There's nothing to see there but traffic. So I went to this cafe called Stanley's. Been there a couple times before. They have pretty good food. And got there literally right when they were opening up the doors. So they sat me, and I, of course, realized I don't have my glasses. I have, my sunglasses are prescription sunglasses. But if it's dark in the room, or it's, you know, a diner type or a cafe type lit, it's not going to be overly bright in the room. So I really can't see. I can't read with these on unless I have natural sunlight. It's just too dark. So I'm taking a picture of the menu and I'm stretching it out so it expands so I can actually see the words. So finally I was like, asked the waitress, I was like, can you tell me what's on the menu? This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to eat. This is what my journey is today. You know, I'm going to be walking a lot. And I need fuel. I need clean fuel. So, you know, no burgers or anything like that. And then she recommended a salad. And she said, oh, and that does come with sourdough bread. And not what I wanted to eat was sourdough bread. Man, oh man, is their sourdough bread good. And they bring it hot. And they bring the butter. So she brings the butter, the hot. And I just killed 3 pieces of sourdough bread. I didn't even eat the crust. I just ate the inside because the bread was still hot and steaming, and it was like, yeah, this is. So then I had the salad. And the salad was fine. It wasn't a salad I would have chosen if I could actually see it, but it provided me what I needed. It had chopped vegetables, corn. Were there beans in the salad? There might have been. There's like a pico de gallo that I put on the salad. It was fine. It was fine. It wasn't the salad that I normally get when we normally go and pick up food there. And I also realized they had, or I overheard that when they open, they still have breakfast. And if I would have known that, I probably would have got breakfast of it. Even though, well, I mean, yeah, and looking back at it, I would have rather had a breakfast because the amount of bread that I had was probably a breakfast worth anyhow. So I would have rather had some hash brown, sausage, and eggs. If I would have, or something like that, or if they have maybe a pancake or something like that. I don't know. I didn't think about asking because it was, 11:30 in the afternoon. Anyway, lady and I had a good chat. She helped me. She was my person who read the menu. Or she didn't read the menu for. I just told her what I was looking for, and she was like, "Oh, these are the salads that we have. This is what I would recommend." And without too much dilly-dally, we just like, okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna have. I'll have that. It sounded refreshing. It sounded like it was going to charge me. It had it had chopped chicken breast and avocado. And if you have chopped chicken breast and avocado, you can't be going wrong in my book. So it was good. Left out of there. I walked over to the park. And so this is an old park that I used to go to all the time. Probably where I first used to walk. And I saw this gentleman fall down as he was jogging. Probably maybe about 5-10 years older than I am. And he fell down gracefully, but he fell. And so I helped him up, and we just started a conversation. And a really nice guy. He had a couple scrapes on him, and I told him he fell down gracefully. We both had a good laugh about that, and he told me, he's like, you know what? I fell down many times in my life, and most of the time people don't stop. And I'm just like, I don't get it either, man. I guess that's the world we live in. So we had a good human moment along the way. And those are the moments that, a year from now, when I forget about this walk today, that's the part that I remember. So I saw him again. He went and washed up. And then I saw him walking back to his car. And he talked again, introduced his names. Harold, I'm not sure. But it's a good conversation, and appreciate you. So then I walked home, and by this time, as I'm getting home, I'm starting to feel a little fatigue. I had stopped by the grocery store on the way home. The one I had passed by on the way out I was kind of realizing, hey, you know what, I might as well go to this grocery store because it's on the way home as opposed to the one that's closer to home that I would have to walk a little bit further for. I don't know if that was the right decision because I bought some grapes and some avocados and blueberries. So just some fruit. And the backpack I have is not a big backpack. So now it's stuffed. And as I'm walking, that's weighing, the balance of the food is weighing on me. And I'm getting uncomfortable. And so it's now my gait, my step is not even. I'm trying to balance this weight. The ropes are digging into me. So that wasn't the brightest idea. I could have done it differently. If I had it to do over again, I would do it differently. So we get back home, and I rehydrated. I got some cold water. Drink a couple glasses of that. I have a metal roller that I could put in the freezer. It's basically always in the freezer, and you can rub your feet on it, and it stays cold for a good period of time. So you rub your feet on, you kind of rub any aches and pains out of your feet. And so I use that, and that definitely relieves some of the aches and pains. And at the same time, my chair, my lazy boy that is on its last leg, but on its last leg it still does one thing. It still does the massage function. So I had that massage in my back, and the two of those things, I felt like I was getting back to normal. Listened to some comedy and just kind of zoned out and relaxed for a little bit. Gave my body a little rest, a little break, a little recovery time. And I thought pretty much at that time, I thought I was done. No, I was kind of like, I think I'm done, but I'm not really sure. And after icing my feet, taking my socks off, putting on some new socks, I'm like, I feel pretty good. Let's do another. So let's do 5 more miles, or let's do 10 miles. Because if we do 10 miles, 10,000 steps, that will get us right to 26 miles. And at 26 miles, we've done a marathon. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's a marker that I've never thought that I might hit. And I'm feeling pretty good. Why not go for it? So here I am. We are now at 6:37 in the evening. Let me check my mileage here because I think it just hasn't updated. Let's see. Okay. Well, I can't give you my mileage. I can give you my step count. My step count right now is 44,186. So I've just walked another 6 miles as I hear this. Yeah, I just watched another 6 miles from earlier. So earlier I had walked 13 miles and something plus this 6. So that brings me right around 20 and a half. And like, I'm just checking in on my body. What am I feeling? Well, over the last week, my back had tightened up. And when I do the the TENS unit, and I put it on too high, or I use it for too long, while it gives me immediate relief, sometimes the soreness stays a little bit longer, in my opinion. And that's just me not using it correctly, and me being aware that maybe I can be better. But if I'm sitting for a long period of time, it really does make a difference if I have the Tim's unit on. So that's number one. So to hit that 26 mile, or it's the tightness. The other area is I've had some calf tightness as well. So going back to my back for a second, when my back is activated, it's tightening up. So it feels like, if you bend backwards, your spine and the bottom part by your butt expands out, so you can bend backwards. It feels like mine's is just, it's fighting it. It will do it, but it's fighting it. Once it's like clenching the other way. So it's just not lubricated the way I would like it to be. It's sad. Oh, and then I still have some tightness around my shoulders. But I think that's just, in general, tightness that I've had for the last few days. The other thing, I did some Pilates on the reformer. So I did a couple bridges and just really checked in on my strength. And it's like everything felt good. Nothing felt like I'm overdoing it. Now I know I'm at close to whatever a limit is, but I'm not on the limit like I'm straining anything. It's just more of an expansion right now. So, I'm assuming that's an ambulance. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's an ambulance. We got an ambulance. I don't know if you saw him, but you could definitely hear him. Anyway, let's do another one.